First of all, good afternoon to you all. Firstly, I would like to thank to administrators of Harran University and the organizing committee to hold such an invaluable conference and give us the opportunity to present here. So thank you. My name is NIL GOKSEL and my co-worker, colleague Kadriye Kobak would like to present the study named Gaining 21st Century Skills Through Virtual Reality. So today we will focus on, how we learn with social gaming platforms and how we can make learners just gain these 21st century skills, which is very important also in distance education. So we are in a hectic world. We are just running around trying to get the information, and there is a big information flow that we need to try to catch each time. So parallel to the paradigm shifts in education, what is expected from the learners is they become individuals who adopt the information flow and who can take control over this information. In other words, the skills and competences are very important, and it's totally different than the past, because in the past, we just needed to know the information and store it and use it. But now it is better to take control over it, as we said before. And today's need is not only to have knowledge, but also to become individuals who can control, make sense of, and especially distinguish and use information when needed. So, how can we control information? How can we really take over information and use it when it's needed? Maybe with virtual learning environments and what it is. By the way, you see the slides changing, right, Dursun Hocam?
There's no problem.
Okay. If there's a problem, please let me know. A virtual learning environment is an online system that allows education materials to be transmitted through the internet. So, which means that it somehow creates an interaction between instructors and learners. So how can we do it? With maybe distance learning degree programs, professional certification courses, instructional videos, video or audio lectures, books, articles, and other writings, podcasts, webinars, and some other university level classes. And what is good when you're using virtual learning environments? For example, the advantages and characterizations are instructors become somehow guidance and counselors, and learners become more participative and active. And you can be free from time and space constraints, and you can be independent in space and time. How? You can use these digital tools, namely emails, chats, forums, video conferences, social networks, and you can also reach a wide audience across the world and reach interactive multimedia content, and these environments allow you to self-instruct, collaborative learning, and most importantly, gamification. So today's subject is mainly gamification and these sort of social platforms, game platforms. What other factors it provides? For example, you can see the learning outcomes easily from higher education to K-12, and it provides digital age literacy, creative thinking, communication, cooperation, and problem solving, as the other presenters also, mentioned all these subjects before. In social gaming platforms, you can develop communication technologies and Web 2.0 tools. And these are some of the gaming samples, like, for example, Adventure Academy. It helps with language arts. Actually, I would like to show this part, if you can. So you see it, right?
Actually, not. Let's see
Okay,
it. Let me
okay. I'm
just
going to
visit
share
it.
it one more time.
And now we can see.
Yes, so here are some of the examples, gaming platforms, and these are online games that are fun and educational tools. It collects, this site collects all these tools. And you can see, for example, from elementary online educational games, like it says, you know, preschool to, it starts from the age of 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, and till 7th plus second grade language learning. Or you can use Adventure Academy. It helps, it says here, it helps with language arts, math, science, and social studies, or Booz Math, or Camp Wonderpolis, blah, blah. So you see all these different and various games that can be used anytime. Let me back. So these are some of the examples we said. And now we are talking about a postmodern type of child or youngster who prefer to explore the world, right, on the internet or television. They grow up, even our children grow up in front of the because now the screens, or learning at home is more safer than being outside. So this is a very important explanation and description of a postmodern type of learners, I think. And how do they do it? They do it with digital games like action platform games, adventure games, fighting games, and it can be dangerous, but parents and instructors, teachers should definitely take control, and simulations or sport games. So these are all creates a fictional situation and allow the players to reach a better target while learning. So, and in digital learning, learners can use visual images, and they can develop their skills, build mental maps, and focus attention skills, and they respond more quickly to both expected and unexpected stimuli, and become active learners and risk takers. So digital games really foster learners' perspective of learning, let's say. And these are some of the other examples. This is also my son. I have a son who is 11 years old, and he's also playing with some of these games called Wywell, Habbo Hotel, and most Pop Tropica. And these two ones in bold, Minecraft and Roblox, are the ones which are well known in today's digital games world. And the site, designed as a multiplayer social game, Roblox, it just offers you a place where you can create a social platform, and it has 150 million users worldwide, and it was launched in 2006. So it also helps, as a global network, it also helps learners to dream, design, and thus share virtual experiences. And this is my son's profile of Roblox. His name is Mura476. And he has some friends here, a couple of friends. He has 41 friends. And on the left, in the toolbar, you see, it's home, profile, messages. So he can send messages while, playing this game. And he can interact with all these other users. And he can create his avatar, and he can choose all the items without paying any money. It's all free. And as we said before, he can also be in contact with other avatars and interact with them. In literature, there are some studies. There are not so many studies specifically made on Roblox, but for example, they talk about teachers' views on using Roblox, and sometimes it's advantages, they said, and learners can create their own world, test, create STEM, science, technology, education, and maths, and use it educationally. And tutorials can be, stored there. Learners can access free tutorials, handouts, installation, and course guides in Roblox. And if it's an unstructured game content, learners can interact and feel connected with each other. So these are some of the studies in literature. Also during COVID, it also, the user numbers were really high. So the platform, which started to grow rapidly in the second half of the 2010s and accelerated with the COVID-19 pandemic, and it includes learning and innovation skills, critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity, and most importantly, 21st century skills. So what are we going to talk about? I mean, when we are saying 21st century skills, we mean technological adoption, collaborative work, effective communication, digital literacy, problem solving. So you are in a game as a child or as a youngster, and you try to create and somehow, be in a part of a game where you can use your creativity, productivity, and obtaining information from different sources. And this is a very nice figure, which shows you all the 21st century skills and learning. For example, here you see life and career skills, learning and innovation skills, information media and technology skills. So which means that 21st century learners needs to be successful in both academic and daily life by using these skills and sub-skills which have been proposed also by different educational institutions today. So there is no specific explanation or description for 21st century learning, but as we said, they need to cope up with all these conditions and they need to be assimilated in the world, and they can do it through mobile phones, iPads, computers, and game consoles, and they can communicate with the world with a single click. But it is better to integrate all these skills, in our curriculum. So as a conclusion, social gaming platforms as multiplayer virtual games support learning with fun. So they nurture the interest of the learners, imagination, and they foster the online learning, distance learning, and they allow learners to design and play games created by others. And therefore, studies may investigate how more creative and interactive learning takes place in these virtual game-based platforms, and more quantitative and also qualitative studies should be conducted, especially on focusing on these 3D elements. And finally, future studies also may explore edutainment. This is a very important, I think, description, edutainment-oriented games that we can use in our schools and also in our virtual platforms where we teach to both children and young adults. So thank you very much for your patience and enthusiasm while listening to me. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, please feel to contact with me or Kadriye Kobak from these email addresses. And you can ask questions now.